The 180-degree connector from MakerPipe allows you to clamp 3 pieces of VMT conduit together. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some community builds that have been shared over the last few years, and we're going to highlight some of the ways that you can use the 180 in your own projects. With that said, let's jump into the builds. First up is a pretty classic use case, and this is a beautiful trellis. And the 180 really comes in handy in projects that you need to extend a span and then add a support to your structure at the same time. So a really good example of this is this trellis, where we can see here that these arches go up from one side of the trellis to the other, and they go up and over and connect to the fence. And for a second here, if we just pretend like there is no middle one, this is going to be a pretty long span that would be going between these two sides here. And obviously there's no plants growing on this trellis right now, but if the plants were going to be climbing up, and let's say, they're tomatoes or something that's going to be heavy, that's a really good area for growing the tomatoes. But as soon as they start climbing up and you have this whole panel of tomatoes, that's going to be really heavy on just these two spans, these two verticals, and then this span going all the way across. That's going to be a lot for the conduit to handle. So the 180 really comes in handy in situations where you are basically adding a vertical support. As we can see here, they've got a third vertical support that goes up and over. And then the 180 is being used there to grab onto that new vertical that we just added. And then it breaks up the span and allows you to have 2 more pieces of conduit here going across. And so you've got those 2 that go into the 180 and stop inside of the connector, and then you've got 1 piece that runs continuously through it. And that's how the 180 is most commonly used, to add supports like that, and it really comes in handy and is going to increase the strength of this project a lot. So that's a really common use case that we see. And then here's another example of this same kind of thing here, where we can see this trellis, or I don't know if this is a trellis or actually it's supposed to be a frost protection frame. So it's going to be, have some greenhouse plastic around the outside of the frame. But the same kind of deal here. But this also kind of doubles up and is incredibly useful for another reason as well, because Jose decided to use the 180 to break up this arch here. So if he didn't have this new vertical that he added in and then, clamped with the 180 there, with the with the 2 arches coming into it, this would have to be 1 continuous arch, which is possible to achieve with the handheld bender, but it's pretty complicated and not the easiest thing in the world to achieve. So by breaking it up into the 2 halves, this arch here just comes in and then stops in the 180, and then this arch on this side comes in and stops in the 180. And then of course you have the vertical that's running continuously through the middle of the 180 there. And this allowed him to, add the vertical support to the framework to be able to hold up the plastic. I think this whole thing is made out of 1/2-inch EMT, if I'm not mistaken. So, if you're using that smaller diameter conduit, then you most likely need to add more bracing and more verticals just to keep the frame as strong as it needs to be. So he added the 180s there to add this vertical support to the frame, and it also kind of doubles as making it easier for these arches in this build as well. So that's really cool. Another classic use case of the 180. And here we can see one more kind of classic example of how the 180 is used. Very similarly, we've got a structure here that is really long because it's made to cover this boat here in this driveway. So it's got the verticals in the corners. And again, if we pretended like this middle vertical wasn't there, this would be probably at least a 10-foot span going from the front to the back. And that's not something you really want to do without any vertical or angled bracing. And something else too, the 180 really comes in handy. Sometimes you'll see people where they'll have a long horizontal and they'll use the T connector to grab on and send a pipe down. You can totally do that if your if your span is less than 10 feet long. But in this case, it looks like this is much longer than 10 feet. I would guess probably maybe like 12 or 15 feet. And you can only get conduit in 10-foot sticks. So not only are you limited by the strength of the conduit, but you're also limited by that 10-foot span as well. But the 180 really comes in handy because let's say this is, we'll just say 16 feet to make it easy. You can pretend that this span going from this side all the way to the vertical here, and then again it stops in the 180. We'll pretend that this is an 8-foot piece, and then this span that comes into the 180 and stops, we'll pretend that's an 8-foot piece. So not only are you adding strength to the build by adding this vertical to the structure and adding that new support, you're also achieving the long length that you need because you have these two 8-foot sections that are now joined together, and you're creating an 16-foot span that wouldn't be possible just with one long continuous horizontal. So that's really another use case for the 180, and a really another benefit that you can use it for is to kind of achieve the span that you need to, and also add a support at the same time. So that's really cool. We got a couple more examples here. This is kind of a classic use case again, but this is flipped over. So oftentimes we see it used to add a horizontal span and then add a vertical support to that horizontal span. But here's a good example of this being used kind of flipped over on its side to strengthen the kind of a flat frame, as we can see here. So again, it's adding a horizontal and breaking up the horizontal span. There it is right there. And then the two pieces of conduit coming into it, stopping inside the connector, and then the other horizontal span is running from, all the way through it from one side of the structure to the other. This is just another classic use case of this connector, but it allows you to kind of create this grid system up here, because as we can see, this is a gourd trellis, and I think there's a couple more photos here. We can kind of see this. Yeah, this thing is loaded down with plants. So you need as much strength as possible. And the cattle panels that are on top of the frame are going to add a lot of strength. But without this kind of X brace here that they made with the 180, you're going to have a pretty big area that's not really going to be supported by anything other than the cattle panel. And you run the risk of the structure kind of failing, which wouldn't be great. Obviously, if you've got a few months of plants growing on them, you want those plants to be secured. You don't want them to fall apart and die or anything like that. So really good to keep in mind, and of course to add strength when you can. And the 180 is a good example here of doing that to kind of create this grid system up here on the top half of the structure. Now we've also got another use case here. This is also flipped over on its side, and this is just a simple garage shelf, but this is really being used in a unique way, because this is kind of a weird area in their garage. They said they didn't really have any shelves. They couldn't find any shelves that would fit in here, but they wanted to kind of utilize this unique space. So they made this kind of L-shaped frame, and they needed to be able to reach back into, the back part of the shelves up here and down here. So they didn't want to just, you can imagine building the structure where it takes up all of this space, make it pretty hard to reach back in there. So what they had to do, kind of make an L-shaped frame, and they did that using the 180 here. So you can see, they got the verticals going down, and then they used a 90-degree connector, to send the pipe across here. But in order to kind of make this an L-shaped frame, they used the 180. It's kind of hard to see down there underneath those panels. But basically using the 180, it allowed them to kind of halfway down the frame, add in the shelves that run from the middle here all the way down the side. And this kind of created that L-shaped frame that they needed to be able to access the rest of the shelves in the back there in the back of the space. So that's a really good use. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys, and it's really hard to see, but this is flipped over and being used vertically. So normally we see it used. And remember what I said about achieving spans of length that you wouldn't be able to. Let's say this looks to be less than 10 foot for sure. So this is probably, I don't know, let's just say it's 6 feet long. And we can see here the 180 is being used, but it's not being used to break up this horizontal span. It's being used to break up the vertical span. So instead of the vertical stopping in the sides, the two pieces of conduit that are coming into it are stopping here inside of the connector, and then the piece that's running from the front to the back is going continuously through it there. But this, again, is a really a good way to kind of break up a span. In this case, it's vertical, not horizontal, that needs to be longer than 10 foot. Because I would imagine this arch goes all the way from one side to the other, and there's a pretty good chance you need more than 10 foot of conduit to make that shape or that size of an arch. Maybe not, but even still, it's a lot easier to get that U-shape arch and then be able to break it up and cut off the ends, as opposed to trying to make one long arch that's perfect all the way around to one side to the other. So instead of using it in the classic examples that we just looked at, it's used vertically to break up the vertical span. So you just have the leg going down, and then you have the arch going up the top, and then the piece that's continuous is running through the middle of it there from the front of the structure to the back. So that's another use case that I think is really useful. And hopefully you guys found all of these examples useful. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. All of these builds will be linked down below if you want to check any of them out in more detail. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.